Forests. From our very first breath, we are connected to forests. Every moment of our lives is in relationship with and dependent on trees. They clean the air and water, they store carbon, are home to hundreds of thousands of species, and provide livelihoods to millions of indigenous peoples and other local communities. Despite their vital nature, irreplaceable forests are cut down every day. Addressing that threat was what gave birth to our organization, Canopy, 20 years ago.
I started Canopy whilst I was living in Tofino. It was at the same time that I was part of protests trying to stop the logging of these really incredible groves. It was actually when I was standing on the blockade, staring up at this massive bulldozer, that the idea and the need for Canopy really took hold.
We had a simple goal: save what remains of the world's ancient and endangered forests. The question was how to do it.
What became very clear to us was that we couldn't be present in every forest that needed us, that we needed to find new tools, new strategies to help address deforestation and forest degradation, and to stop what was actually driving the loss of these forest ecosystems at the root cause.
The answer lies in supply chains. Every year, 3.2 billion trees are cut down for paper packaging and fashion fabrics like viscose or rayon. That's equivalent to losing a forest the size of Germany every year. If we could transform those supply chains, we could keep forests standing all over the world.
We were looking for a project that had an economy of scale, that was really going to make it viable for a lot of publishers to start using environmental papers that were free of endangered forest fiber. And so at that time, it was essentially the Bible or the Harry Potter book series, and we chose Harry Potter.
Rather than being printed on paper derived from virgin forests, we worked with a Canadian publisher to bring the 5th Harry Potter book to stores in Canada on 100% post-consumer recycled paper.
The Canadian edition of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix was the only edition of Harry Potter that was printed on environmental paper, 100% post-consumer recycled content paper, and it inspired other Harry Potter publishers to start looking for how they could print Harry Potter 6 and Harry Potter 7 on environmental papers.
In 24 countries. Since Harry Potter, Canopy has cultivated partnerships with hundreds of brands, utilizing our distinct model of change to transform supply chains, particularly in fashion and packaging. Here's how our model works. Step 1. Canopy works with a brand to develop an environmental policy with time-bound commitments to stop sourcing from ancient and endangered forests for their paper, packaging, and/or viscose fabrics. Step 2. Canopy helps brands map their supply chain and provides tools and systems to help them avoid risk and switch to preferred recycled and low-impact next-gen suppliers. Step 3. Canopy takes this collective action and proven market demand for low-carbon next-gen products to incentivize producers to stop operations in endangered forests and scale these solutions. Canopy's model is working. Canopy's fashion campaign, Canopy Style, is now hundreds of brands strong, all committed to getting vital forests out of fashion fabrics like viscose or rayon and showing that supply chains can transform in years, not decades. When Canopy Style first started, no global viscose producer had policies in place prohibiting the use of vital forest fiber in their raw material sourcing. By the time Canopy's first industry-leading hot button ranking came out, we had moved that number from 0 to 70% of the global viscose supply. Today, that number is almost 90%, and 50% have been ranked as green shirt, meaning they are at low risk of sourcing from ancient and endangered forests. With our newer initiative, Pack for Good, Canopy is applying the same model of change to address the growing packaging crisis and the fact that every year, 3 billion trees are cut down to make paper packaging, enough trees to stretch to the moon and back 47 times. Hundreds of brands have already joined our push to think outside the traditional box. As we work with brand partners to transform their supply chains, Canopy partners with leading innovators to provide companies with circular or low-carbon alternatives to tree-based fiber, next-gen solutions. Not only did next-gen solutions take pressure off forests, they also address the world's waste problem. Millions of tons of fabric scraps and discarded clothing are landfilled every year. Agricultural residues, like wheat straw left over after the harvest, are often burned, contributing to severe air pollution and climate pressures. Canopy's innovation partners take this waste and transform it into everything from boxes and takeout containers to viscose t-shirts and yoga pants. We've outlined how to scale these successes and remove 50% of the tree fiber currently going into the production of paper, packaging, and fashion fabrics in our groundbreaking report, Survival. Thanks to a top-notch team, the generosity of our donors, and our global partners, Canopy has been able to make big strides in protecting the world's most vital forests. The importance of these landscapes of hope is what started Canopy all those years ago, and what still motivates us today. These irreplaceable ecosystems need our help. They need our protection. Every breath we take depends on it.
It's been an incredible ride, and there are so many people who have told us at different junctures that what we were trying to do was impossible, and yet a few years later we did it. And so now we're looking forward and looking to do the impossible all over again.
Join us.